This week on The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Respectful around here, and if you don't know, you gonna learn today. Today is the day you gonna learn. Oh, these bitches.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 4. Let's get right into this. Listen, I know a show is good for me when I'm actually thinking on X day, oh my gosh, I can't wait for tonight's episode. And that's how I am feeling about Atlanta. On Sundays, I'm super excited that a new Atlanta episode is airing. So the episode begins with Angela. She's outside at a park, and then Brittany goes with her. She has her dog. And Angela tells Brittany how her home renovations are going. Brittany chokes on some bug. Then they sit down, and Angela begins to opening up to Brittany about some family drama that she's been having. Her mom and her husband Charles had a bit of a fight about something, and that's causing problems with her sister as well. That's a horrible situation to be in when it's your spouse versus a member of your family. Brittany also has problems with her sisters, as we learned from last episode. After the death of their father, they weren't seeing eye to eye on many things. Angela then says that she is planning an event. She wants to squash the beef with Shamea. They both threw their own little shade towards each other, but she's willing to move forward. Angela says to Brittany, you can tell when someone has that mean energy, like that's why I responded in the first place. And Brittany says, yeah, she definitely knows what Angela means by that mean energy, because she feels like Kenya is very snooty and snippety. That's what she says. Like very nice, nasty. She says, if she tries this energy on me one more time, I'm going to be on her. ASS. Next, we go over to Shamea's mansion. She's by the pool, and her sister is there. She's upset that they're mowing the lawn, but I was like, girl, if it's upsetting you, go inside. So she is by the pool. Her sister comes, and Shamea shares that she just recorded a new song. It's called Never Had. They played it, and I'm gonna be honest, I really liked it. I liked the beat. It sounded good. Shamea loves singing. It's one of her passions, and she was in several groups that obviously didn't go anywhere, but she still really wants to do it. So she then tells her sister that she also got an invitation from Angela, and she wants to extend an olive branch, which is good because at the end of the day, it's really not that deep between them. Next up, we see Porsha, and she is in her boss businesswoman mode. She's having a team meeting about her businesses, Pampered by Porsha, Go Naked Hair, all of that. So Porsha says Cinderella has to wake up and gotta get going because the soft life, for now, it's not really going to be like that. So right now, they really want to focus on Pampered by Porsha and extend from just sheets to more of a home decor line. They also touch on the Go Naked Hair, and as they're talking about ambassadors, her creative director tells Porsha that Drew reached out to him because she wanted him to sit with her and Dennis. It was really random. And he says, when did Dennis become Quincy Jones? Porsha low-key want to fire Drew, and even though she could, because she is the attorney, the HR, the corporate person of the business, she still got to be professional. Okay, so then we see Drew. She and Ralph are out with the kids. They're still co-parenting pretty well. Then the two of them have an actual conversation after, because Ralph was training the kids. They even gave Ralph a whole confessional. I'm not mad at it. He can give his side. So they talk about the kids. Ralph says that one of the kids brought up an article about the divorce, but they can't really talk about it because the judge had given them an order about not being able to talk to the kids about the divorce. Ralph then brings up how Drew and other people have been calling him a narcissist over and over again. He claims that he isn't. I think they both are to a certain extent. Then they talk about parenting, Ralph being in the basement. By the way, let me just say, I feel like when we hear, oh, so-and-so, they're in the basement, at least I think of like an old, dusty, dark place. They showed that basement and it looked like a whole fancy apartment. I mean, he doesn't even want to get out the basement. That's how nice it is. Anyway, he starts to say that respect is a big thing for him. He has always wanted to have a family. Drew says that they will always be a family, but they just gotta work things out. They didn't look like a couple that has a toxic relationship in this scene. They look very okay. And I'm gonna be honest, it's scenes like these that be making me doubt and think that this is all a plot. I'm not saying it is, but it kind of feels like that every once in a while. In the next scene, Kelli goes over to Kenya's salon. It's a very nice salon, I'll give her that. I love the purple and white decor. So they sit down, and Kenya asks Kelli why did she bring a bodyguard with her. So Kelli shares that she has a restraining order on her ex-husband. When they were in court, he was actually held in contempt because he was acting crazy, and he threatened to kill Kelli. Wow, that is some serious stuff. I feel bad for Kelli, especially for her safety and her daughters. That is that's scary and dangerous. So Kenya then asks, what are y'all even fighting about at this point? And Kelli says he wants the businesses. So they're talking about that. And I gotta say, Kelli and Kenya had a really good conversation and some nice banter. They started quoting the color purple and waiting to excel. I really like this side of Kenya. Someone who is supportive and is being a good friend. And yeah, she was giving Kelli her flowers. Kenya says, I applaud you. You should teach me some stuff. Kelli asks about the salon and if she's going to branch out. And Kenya says, I want to, but I'm $400,000 in. Kelli says, it's okay. You'll get it back. Kenya says, I don't know if I did the right thing. I'm scared. My heart is racing. Did I blow my daughter's education for this spa? And Kenya realizes this is the first time she's actually said this out loud, these thoughts that she's had. And she starts to cry, you guys. This was one of those rare moments where Kenya really touched me, as someone who isn't really a fan of her, the way she moves on the show. But this scene in particular was very heartwarming. My heart went out for her because that was real. Those were real emotions. She really feels a little confused and uncertain. So yeah, but Kelli was amazing. She told Kenya everything will work out. She said, girl, it's all gonna work out. You got this. So the next scene is Brittany and her sister Cher. They're meeting up to have dinner. That's her older sister. She said that they're 3 years apart. Brittany asks her if she's talked to their mom, to which Cher says no because she blocked her. And Brittany is telling her, you can't be blocking people because how are you going to work things out? How are you going to solve issues? Cher then says that one of the things that makes her really mad when it comes to Brittany is that when she wants to talk to Brittany, her husband Mike is always there. Brittany says, well, that's my husband. And Cher says, I get that, but I want to talk to you. If I want to talk about if I'm feeling anxiety or what I'm going through, I just want to talk to you. And that makes sense. She just wants to talk to her sister, not Brittany's husband, who's... So, yeah, I totally get Cher. And I hope Brittany listens. They both said that they loved each other and that they're going to try and work on their relationship. Next up, Drew goes to the studio with Dennis. In the words of Nene, it's getting weird now. I don't know, maybe it's because I don't really care for Drew anyway, but this is all just kind of lame to me. I don't really care too much about this storyline. Drew and Dennis are talking about Porsha. Dennis says, well, she does her thing when she's in Nigeria. I don't question it. I don't know. Then Drew records a bit that it sounded horrible, but granted it was just 3 seconds, but I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. And another reason why I'm not really caring too much about it is because Drew posted a picture with Dennis over the weekend, and Porsha seemed supportive, so it is what it is. Okay, so then it is a new day, and everyone's getting ready for Angela's dinner, and the dinner was at an amazing place where they have this huge vault that opens up into the actual room. I loved it. They were all supposed to come in black. I personally thought Brittany was the best dressed, and yeah, everybody came in their black except Kenya. She came in green. She claims that she didn't get the memo. Kenya's going around saying hi to everybody, and then Brittany says, that was a pat, not a hug. Okay, Brittany, you're doing a little bit too much now. Why are we complaining about hugs? At least she said hi, and she did bend down. It was weird. When Shamea gets there, she apologizes to Angela. She gives her a gift, some branch. And she says to Angela, I apologize for making fun of your physical appearance because that's not like me to do that. And I think Angela received it. So they're at the table and they're all there. Kelli calls out Drew for bringing a +1. No, she brought +1, her sister, which was fine. But she also brought a +1, her makeup artist, who didn't buy anything. And Kelli claims Drew didn't buy anything either. Now, because she didn't see Drew walking out with anything. But Drew claims that she bought a jacket and she shows something to Kelli. I'm not sure exactly what she showed her, but she claims that she bought a jacket. Drew then asks Kenya about her spa. Kenya says that she's actually having her grand opening soon, and they're all invited. Which, if we're going to be real, that's not really a grand opening. We've seen this salon open like twice prior to this season, so I don't know why she's calling it a grand opening. Shamea shares her new song with the ladies. She placed them a little audio of it. Everyone seems to be vibing to it. Porsha, not so much. Porsha was even throwing a little bit of shade. She was like, are you even in it? Is that Drew? That don't sound like you. Oh, Porsha, that's your best friend. Not you not knowing your best friend's voice. Angela then gives them all a piece of paper, and they each have to write down a question for one another, but it's anonymous. So she puts it in a box, and then they start reading them. So the first question to Shamea was, what did you do for that Rolls Royce? And she, shows what she does in the bedroom. Next question is Angela. What's something you don't want the group to know about your marriage? And Angela says, well, I don't know. I'm pretty much an open book. To which Porsha then says, oh, really? Well, I've heard something about Charles. And everybody's like, oh, like, what is it? Porsha says, oh, no, nothing. I was like, now, Porsha, why would you do that? Why would you say that? Like, tell us. Kenya is then asked what color panties she has on. And, she was feeling herself. And she starts to show them her whole situation under that dress. There was another question for Kenya saying, why are you always so worried about happy married women? To which Kenya kind of just, takes it with a joke. But then Brittany asks another question to Kenya that says, Kenya, can you speak to Brittany without an attitude? Now, Brittany claims she didn't write that, but she's reading it. So this is where Kenya starts to get a little agitated. She says to Brittany, okay, you want a moment, have your moment. Brittany says, no, you're having a moment. Kenya says, I am the moment. Peasants cannot come for queens. Brittany gets upset and she goes from 0 to 1,000. She's like, get the F out of here, bitch. You got the wrong one. So everyone starts getting up. Angela gives them parting gifts. And as they're exiting, it was a little too chaotic. Like, Brittany keeps screaming things as they're trying to get out. She's talking about, let me get my husband that loves me. It's okay, I have my pistol. I was like, whoa. When I heard that, I was like, uh-oh, what did she just say? I had to rewind it. Her husband then comes for her, and as they're outside, she just won't stop. She's talking about, you're going to learn today. Don't do this in front of the cameras. I've got time. I've got pistols and whips. Don't poke at me. It was a lot. And Kenya did hear this because when she left in the car with Porsha, they still had their mics on, and we heard Kenya say what Brittany said. So Kenya definitely heard it. And that was the end of the episode. Whoa. That was crazy. I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm never Team Kenya on anything. But in this episode, there was really no reason for Brittany to be doing all that. And listen, is it okay for Kenya to be calling people peasants? Of course not. But to go from peasants to pistols is a very, very, very extreme level. Like, we're not doing that. Throw your shade back, cuss her out, do whatever you want. But when you start talking about weapons, no, that is a hard no for me. I didn't appreciate it at all. And that was not cool. I felt that was scary. Okay, that was low key scary. The way she got like that, I don't like it one bit at all. Yeah, guys, that was the end of the episode. Now, this is clearly setting us up for next week for the infamous salon. We all know the salon episode that's going to lead to Kenya's suspension or whatever it is. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Now I'll obviously save my commentary for when we see it. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait. But you guys, that was the end of the episode. As I said, crazy, explosive, final scenes, final minutes. I didn't like it at all. But you guys, let me know what your thoughts were about this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.